Howdy, howdy, guys. This is Eric with the Blackhoof Saloon Wild West Exodus podcast, and I'm back again with an unboxing today. Today, I'm going to take a look at the newest Outlaw faction Posse box, Only God Forgives. This is an Outlaw faction, and the Outlaw have been getting quite a bit of attention the last couple months. So this is the newest one. It's pretty much all mercenaries, which is pretty cool. And there's some neat elements about the posse that a lot of the guys that are in this can go in a whole bunch of different factions. So what we're going to do today is we're going to bust this open. We'll go to the table and we'll go ahead and take a look at all the different pieces that make up the different characters. So let's go ahead and get to the table and check her out. All right, guys, let's take a look at Only God Forgives Posse Set. This is the newest Outlaw faction Posse box. Here's the box cover. That's a new boss that they had come out for this. And here's the back of the box. So in this Posse box, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. All of these are new characters, new sculpts, except for Sadie here. She got a little bit of an update. Some of her detail is a little crisper and stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and bust her open and look at all the pieces. So, of course, we have, as all the Posse boxes have, we got the sleeve. Ooh, sorry about the glare I'm getting from my lights there. And then, once again, the nice little box with the faux wood finish. And inside, we get a new little poster. So we get the Assemble Your Posse, Fight on the Frontier, and it's got all the different factions on there, and it's got some examples of all the different bosses. Got some new ones, Tatuba there, and classics like Dr. C. And then it's got a little ad for coming soon, Lost World Exodus, Dystopian Wars, coming soon, Bill and Ted, that's out, it's a card game, Fog of Friction, I'm screwing it up probably. Mythos, which is in development, and then, address for their blog and the store website, and they're actually creating some terrain now, which is pretty cool. You can find on their store. And then we get another little advertisement. I love these because I take them to the demo days. Display them out with the different pictures of characters on there. And just a little summary of the world of Wild West Exodus and website again. And, the free downloads that you can get of the rule book and unit cards and assembly guides for, if you're having trouble assembling some of the bigger models and bigger kits. But here we go. Here's all the characters. So we'll start off easy. We got some bases. So we got all small bases except for one big one. And I'm assuming this big one is for Leroy Savate, who's their little sniper guy that comes in the box. This guy right here, because he's on a pretty big base. Then again, it could be for Hutch here. He looks like a beefy guy. All right, why don't we go ahead and dive into it. So I don't know who this is. I just grabbed one of the little bags in here. It looks like there's more than one guy in here. And we got lots of little bags. So we have some heads. So let me actually zoom in here so you guys can see a little bit closer. And adjust my light so you guys can see a little bit better. So this looks like it is Leroy. I think that's Leroy's head. And then we got some pieces of his base right there. Well, it looks like a little piece of a bottle that probably goes to a base, or actually I think this goes to who does this go to? Star. I think this is part of his weapon. And then we got, it looks like there's another head in here. You know, I'm going to take it out and put it right back in this bag so I don't lose it. Let's see, is it going to focus for me? Kind of is. I don't know if my light's the greatest though right here. So like I said, I'm going to put it right back in the bag so I don't lose it. Alright, let's see. What else was in that little bag? Some more pieces. Lots of pieces. So we have a leg. And I think this is Leroy again. And I think this big steel beam here is for Leroy also. And his gun. That's for Star right there. His looks like a slug launcher or a grenade launcher. I think it's focusing okay for you guys. And then there's some more pieces in here. What else do we got? Oh yeah. So this is Leroy. That's Star. I would attempt to say his first name, but I know with my fat tongue I'm not going to say it right. Kind of nice. He looks like he'd be easy to put together. Put some arms on his head, put him on the base, and he's good to go. Prime him and paint him. So it's kind of cool, this faction. So the boss, she basically put together this ragtag mercenary lot to defend her little piece of the West, because the law and the Union weren't going to help them. They have a lot of fluff online in their Posse Set page. I encourage everybody to go through there and read it. They got a little bit of for each and every character in there. So man, this is a cool base for Leroy. You guys can see it. He's got like a little drum barrel there. That's where I think the steel beam and a little RJ canister there. That's cool. I love when the bases are like this. Okay, next. Let's see, what do we got next now? So let's grab another bag here. There's more little bags inside. I'm going to go right for the bigger pieces though. So let's see. Oh, here's the character that I mainly got this for. Well, part of her. This is Hutch's flamethrower gun right here. So it looks like you just attach him by the wrists. That might be his elbow. But this here is the little blanket, what do they call it? I'm blanking. This is for Joey Manco character, which is a big reason why I got this Posse set. When I have these all together, you can see them better. I'll show them to you. But yeah, here's the body for Joey. And then there's Bud Scorcher Hutch. Looks like you just got to attach his gun and then his backpack there. So this looks like a pretty quick posse set to put together, which is kind of cool. You can get it to the table much quicker then. Now this bag, I'm assuming, is the rest of the pieces for them. Oh, yep, here's Hutch's tank for his flamethrower. And then we have, let's see here. We have, I think that's Joey. Yeah, I think it is, because then that hand right there, I hope you guys can see it okay. It's holding a little stogie. That's pretty cool. And then another small piece that I'm going to put right back in the bag so I don't lose it. This looks like the hose for Hutch's flamethrower. So, yeah, some of these small pieces, I always worry about losing them. So, okay, and then we got one more bubble wrap bag here. With a bunch of little bags in it. Okay. So here we have Sadie, her newer model. And then this other one is kind of an interesting character, Papa Trinity. He's got some unknown origins. In fact, if you go look at his card, he could actually play in Watchers. Makes you think, don't it? So he's another one I was kind of curious about trying him out. His stats seem interesting for Outlaws. So there's the body of those two. And then we have some more baggies. A lot of bags in this one. So that is the bottom part of, I believe that's Papa Trinity's coat, maybe? I'm not exactly sure. I might have to go to the website and look at the assembly instructions for this. And this is the skirt for Miss Star, your brand new boss. A lot of folds. That's going to be interesting to paint. Okay. Lots of hands and little pieces to put on to outfits. The shoulder pad. Okay, last little bit here. And this looks like, yep, there's the rest of your boss, or midsection. Some more hands. There's a one head and an upside down head of Papa Trinity. It's kind of got like a Quaker hat on. So that was all the pieces for the Only God Forgives Posse. Pretty basic, just some dudes for you to put together, some mercenaries, which I'd like this posse set because it, it'll give us some options for outlaws, when you're posse building. But I'm going to go ahead and take all these pieces, guys, and as I've done in the past videos that I've done these unboxings, I'll go ahead and put them together for you guys so you can see them all together, and we'll get back to you. So go ahead and stay tuned, and we'll check them out in a little bit here. All right, guys, we're back with the Only God Forgives Posse, the Outlaws' newest set here, all put together, hanging out in front of the saloon with the rest of their outlaw buddies. But let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. I'm going to scroll down, so hang on. We're going for a ride. That way we can get a closer look at them. And we're going to start with the boss here, Julianne Star, who's right in the back here, coming out of the saloon. A lot of detail on her. Pretty cool model. She's got a lot of cloth if anybody likes painting the cloth. And as a side note, that little feather duster thing there on the back of her, I would suggest leaving it off. I just have it sticky tacked on right now. That way you can get to painting the back of her corset and the dress and all the different belts she's got there. And she's the one that's responsible here for putting together this ragtag bunch of mercs. It's kind of cool. She's got a little stogie and a whip, so she's ready for some action. But yeah, the neat thing with this posse here is you have to pay attention to the keywords on the stat cards right underneath where their name is, where it says like face boss or whatever. I mean, you can run the theme posse with her as the boss, but if you want, you can mix and match with others, which is kind of cool. So you can mix them with, like, this guy. Or, with depending on the keywords, you'll see different keywords like, Union, Confederate, and, they'll work with other posse factions, which is kind of cool. That's a cool thing about them. And speaking of Confederates, let's go ahead and look at one that has Confederate, and that's Bud Scorcher Hutch over here. He's the guy on the biggest base. And he's got Union and Confederate, like I said. And he's got that big old flamethrower there with a cool backpack. And that backpack's actually a jetpack too, so a bunch of rivets that you guys can have fun painting. And kind of some neat areas there too that you can make some glow effects with the paint. But yeah, some of the other keywords you'll see in this posse, I mentioned Union. You'll see Agent, Confederate, even Lawmen, and Watchers. That's an interesting one. I wonder who that could be. Well, let's look at that character, and that's going to be this guy over here. This is Papa Trinity. And we talked about Papa Trinity on the podcast before. He has compel. You see he's got the pose. He's, got the Bible in his hand there, and he's compelling you. He's got the cool classic Quaker look too. I just love the coat that he has, all the detail on his coat. And then after Papa Trinity, we got the sharpshooter of the group. And that's Leroy Savate. He's way over here. This is Brian's favorite character of this posse. Got a really dynamic pose on him. Brian likes him because he looks a lot like a certain guy from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He's got a pipe there he's smoking. There's a lot of guys that are smoking something here in this posse, whether it's a cigar, or a cigarette, or he's a little more refined, I guess, with the pipe. I mean, he's cool. He's getting comfortable there, leaning against that steel beam, getting ready to snipe somebody. But this has got a really neat base. I mean, there's a RJ canister there, and like I said, the little steel beam that he's leaning on, and a big old steel drum of something. It could be RJ, it could be oil, and there's a little bottle of whiskey on top of it, or sarsaparilla. So a lot of cool details on this guy. And then next, we have Ignatius Nero. He's right up here in the front. I like this model. Just the stance on him is pretty cool. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce his name. I probably have. But yeah, his stance is pretty cool. He's standing there, he's reloading his weapon, dropping a shell into it. And I like the flow of his coat here. It's like blowing in the wind. It's really neat. He's got all his gear on his belts, his different like ammo and all kinds of stuff. Lots of stuff to paint on him. But then next in the posse, we have a familiar face. We have Sadie Walker back here. Just a fellow worker inside the saloon. But you might recognize her. She's been around for a while. She got a bit of an update with this posse. So she's been around for a while. She's got a stance that she's ready for action with her 2 pistols there. Her 2 juiced pistols. But then, last but not least, my favorite model in this posse, and a big reason why I got this posse for this character, is Joey Mancow. And if she doesn't have the splitting image look of a certain no-name gunslinger from the West, I don't know what it is then. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. She's got her little, I don't know what it is. want to say parka, cloak. The name for the exact item is escaping me. But then it's cool underneath that you can see she's got like a steel plate, which is kind of neat. She's going to be resisting some shots taken at her, hence why she has durable. And she's also smoking something there. Stogie or, she's just smoking. I already started her base because I want to get her going right away because I got some ideas that I'm playing with for my Outlaw posse. And like I said before, this is kind of a neat posse. You can mix and match some of the characters. But they're all put together. That is the Only God Forgives Posse. But before we get out of here, let me show you real quick the theme Posse list. So it's kind of interesting. So as theme Posse, if you see, if you fill all those slots, the boss, she'll get +2 fortune. And all these slots are 2 mercenary face units, 2 mercenary face units, and so on, so on. All the way up until you get to the 6th slot, which you can take some more mercenaries if you want, or you can add an outlaw boss unit. And as you can see, she'll work with some other factions. You see lawmen, union, and of course, some more outlaws. But that's going to about do it for this unboxing of this set. Check it out if you guys haven't yet. There's a lot of variety for posse building in this one. Go ahead and like and subscribe our YouTube channel so you guys can, see some of our other videos. I'm going to try and do some more unboxing videos of the just different sets as I get them. I actually have a bunch that I'd like to do still. But this is Eric. I'm going to say take it easy. And we will see you in the next video. Or talk to you on the podcast. Thanks for watching. And remember to ride with the sun at your back. And always roll those big crit, guys.